As our world becomes more and more fueled by technology, there's an increase in use cases and a need for tools that allow us to interact with strangers. Accountability is essential to this endeavor, since each time anything negative takes place, someone needs to be held responsible for it. It's not too difficult to establish accountability. However, when conversing with unknown individuals through the internet, this task becomes far more challenging. Let's look at a simple example. When you purchase a pair of sneakers using a credit or debit card, the amount of money you spent, the date the transaction took place, and the name of the store you shopped at will all be shown on your bank statement. Anyone who sees a credit card or bank statement, whether it's your government, on a tax return, the store when you apply for a refund, or a friend helping you declutter, may witness what you did. You're responsible. Now, do you want to share information about your transaction with others? Maybe. Do you want everyone to know about the product that you purchased, your transaction number, and everything that is listed on your bank statement? Probably not. However, if you want to establish that you made a purchase, the only way to prove that it was legal is to provide a complete statement. The use of zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPs, is an excellent way to assure responsibility on your terms. In this video, we'll look at the concept of zero-knowledge proofs, how to understand them in simple terms, and how they are put into practice. Let's have a look at some examples to help you understand what zero-knowledge proofs are. Zero-knowledge proofs are protocols in cryptography that tell you that something is true without giving out any other secret information than what you want to prove. This concept is best illustrated through a couple of simple analogies. Here's an example of a zero-knowledge proof that even an 8-year-old child can easily understand. If you have a combination lock that is closed, you can demonstrate to another person that you have the right password by unlocking the lock without providing anyone with the password. By doing this, you may demonstrate that you are aware of specific information without revealing it. Let's now move on to a slightly more mature explanation that is closer to the context in which zero-knowledge proofs are commonly used. Returning to our previous zero-knowledge proof example, ZKPs can be like bank statements that only answer yes or no questions. This question can be tailored to specific use cases such as, do you have more than $400 in your account? Or, are you over 25 and have you bought a pair of Nikes? The ZKP does not specify how, where, or when you bought the sneakers. You would be able to present it to anybody you wanted. You could even link it to your cryptocurrency wallet so that anyone could verify it whenever they wanted, or you could publish it online. If you still have doubts, here is another example. Consider yourself in a room with a blindfolded individual. There are 2 balls on the table in front of you, white and black. You must prove to the second person, the verifier, that the balls are 2 various colors without revealing which ones. To do this, you must ask him to hide both balls under the table. After that, ask to get only one so that you can see it. Then, the ball hides again, and the next time, the verifier can again show you either black or white. However, you'll be able to prove the claim because you know for sure if he changed them under the table. Nonetheless, the verifier will not be certain of the validity of the fact because of chance or deception. This problem is solved by performing the experiment a certain number of times. The possibility of being correct by chance is half with each round. After 5 repeats, the risk of cheating is 1 in 32. After 10 rounds, 1 in 1,024, and after 20 rounds, around 1 in a million. Although repetition can attain the appropriate degree of evidence dependability, total certainty is not possible. It is also worth noting that a zero-knowledge proof must have the following properties. Completeness. The data must be enough to make decisions with it. Soundness. If the statement is true, the prover can succeed in convincing the verifier that it is true. Zero knowledge. If the statement is true, a verifier does not learn anything more about the statement other than that it is true. Let's now dive into the history and find out how the zero-knowledge proofs were invented. The zero-knowledge proofs were invented in 1985 by Goldwasser, Mikhaili, and Rakoff. In the cryptography world, there were 2 main types of zero-knowledge proofs. Interactive zero-knowledge proofs require the prover to carry out a set of tasks or activities in order to demonstrate to the verifier that they are in possession of particular information. In interactive ZKPs, the majority of the necessary activities that must be completed typically include some aspect of mathematical probability. The prover and the verifier do not need to communicate with one another in order for a non-interactive zero-knowledge proof to be valid. Alternatively, verification might take place at a later time. These types of ZKP need the use of extra computers or software. Let's take a look at some possible and existing applications of zero-knowledge proof. It is standard practice in today's world to conduct identity verification procedures, and the majority of institutions across a variety of industries ask you to produce documentation to verify your identity for the purposes of KYC and AML compliance. At this moment, identity verification procedures are time-consuming, often taking several days to complete. Concerns have also been raised over the necessity of submitting personal documents many times, as well as the security of personal data. Through decentralized identifiers built on zero-knowledge proofs in the blockchain, you can store identification documents and materials and decide how much you are willing to share with third parties. Zero-knowledge identity proofs allow you to pass KYC verification just once and then be able to indefinitely confirm that you meet the requirements without revealing your personal information. With a decentralized identity, you also retain control over your data. Scalability is a huge challenge for blockchain technology, especially as more people begin using the network. Network congestion often results in increased transaction fees and difficulty in the mass adoption of Web3 protocols. Zero-knowledge proofs can help solve the scalability problem on blockchain networks, such as the Ethereum mainnet through rollups. ZK rollups usually batch process several thousands of transactions. As most permissionless blockchains require proof of transactions for every on-chain action, ZK rollups only post minimal summary data on-chain. In this summary data, the ZK rollup defines the changes that should be made to the blockchain and provides zero-knowledge proof that the changes are correct. If you want to learn more about rollups and about how blockchains are made faster through Layer 2 solutions, you can watch last week's video on Layer 2. Zero-knowledge proofs power several privacy protocols today, mostly due to their non-disclosure feature. With ZK proofs, users can currently transact on privacy-enabled blockchains and post proofs that confirm that their transactions are valid, but nothing more. Popular privacy coin, Zcash, uses ZK snark cryptography to restore blockchain anonymity for its users and give them control over their transaction information. For instance, when a Zcash user sends coins to another Zcash user, the only available proof of their privacy-enabled transaction comes with zero knowledge. A third-party observer cannot find any additional secret information about the nature of the transaction, nor the parties and amounts involved. A modified version of the zero-knowledge range proof, ZKRP, has been made available by the Dutch bank ING. This protocol can prove that the client has a salary in the range required to qualify for a mortgage without disclosing the amount itself. Establishing explicit governance norms for distributed ledger technologies has always been difficult. Anonymous and verifiable voting is critical for ensuring adequate on-chain governance systems. Every democracy, from a shareholders' board meeting to the governmental system of the United States, requires voting. As countries move toward digitization and security tokens are becoming more prevalent, the demand for secure and anonymous voting solutions is only going to grow. It all sounds very promising and useful, but it can't all be perfect. What are the problems of zero-knowledge proofs? Even though the probability of being verified while the prover is lying may be extremely low, ZKP does not guarantee that the assertion is 100% valid. Thus, zero-knowledge proofs are not actual proofs in the mathematical sense. Generating zero-knowledge proofs involves very complex calculations best performed on specialized machines. As these machines are expensive, they are often out of the reach of regular individuals. Additionally, applications that want to use zero-knowledge technology must factor in hardware costs, which may increase costs for end users. Several technological innovations have shaped the current landscape of the world's economy. Blockchain technology, the internet, and public key cryptography have all made waves globally, defining change across fields and, most importantly, helping create a global, digital, permissionless payments system. Zero-knowledge proofs as a solution are just starting to emerge, and we can see them eventually generalized for the benefit of all. In the past couple of years, the interest in ZK technology has been popping up from various sectors, along with a rise in funding for their research and development. The massive upsides and possibilities of use cases for ZK technology have everyone excited. Zero-knowledge proofs can be counted among the cryptographic innovations making giant strides in the industry. Powering privacy on the blockchain, ZK proofs also aid Layer 2 blockchain scaling solutions and decentralized identifiers. With these solutions and more, ZK proofs will play a critical role in shaping the world in the future, even as the emergence of decentralized economies looms. My name is Samuel John. You're watching Deltatheta. Thanks for joining us.